What's going on? Welcome to another YouTube live. So let's talk about the one skill, the one and only that you need to focus, the one that you need to really take the time to not only learn, but for you to eventually master. And this is, again, it doesn't matter if you are new in IT or if you have a job in IT. This one skill will help you. It's going to help you also for you to be able to accelerate the process, and you being able to get to a high paying job in IT. Now, before I talk about this one skill, and I'm going to tell you a book, what's the first book that you need to get? And again, if you are new in IT, probably what you're doing right now, you're probably going through some videos, you're probably going through a book, you're probably doing some hands-on, for you to get that one IT certification that you are working on right now. But what's one thing that you have to do before that? Well, that's a conversation that I want to have with you in the next 30 minutes. And this is basically the one thing that I used to have someone that mentor me, and he told me, before I teach you anything, Jorge, and by the way, nothing to do with IT, but he said, before I teach you anything and give you some like mentoring, some guidance, I'm going to ask you for you to go and learn this one skill. And to tell you the truth, I didn't do it. Months, a few months go by, and then I get back and I again ask for some advice, guidance. And the guy told me, look, did you end up doing what I asked you the first time? And like, to be honest, I had so many other things that I have to go through. So no. And like, then I cannot give you any advice because you're not doing anything based on what I ask you to do. And this is the one thing, because really think about this. IT, right? Think about this. IT. There's so much information out there, right? And at the same time, there are many things that you have to learn, when you go through your IT career, many technologies. So why not take the time? And that can be for you to take, a week, 2, maybe 3 weeks, and focus, like totally focus on this one skill. And that's the skill of the process of learning how to learn, because that's exactly what's going to get you for you to be able to go through information, be able to study that information, be able to learn it the way they will help you. Because this is one of the things that many people don't know how to do, right? They end up knowing something, but not because you know something that means that it's going to help you. You knowing something will not get you that far, because obviously, and this is for you, if you are new in IT, you're probably putting a lot of time to go through some videos, uh, a book, for you to get to that one IT certification. And that's fine. I mean, that's totally fine. But if you know you're going to go through something in order for you to get your first job in IT, obviously, you know that eventually, even though once you get that one IT certification that you're working on right now, you still have to go through the job interview process. I'm telling you, you still have to go through the job interview process. And here's a problem that most people have. And this is why, and I think for me, that's the biggest reason. The biggest. Babe, babe, just give me a second, guys. Julian, dile se me hace un licuado. Licuado, papi, licuado, un licuado. So let's get back to the conversation. Now, going back on the conversation, my bad, I was, because I'm hungry. Anyways, so going back on the conversation. So there is the one thing that many people don't have when they end up going through the job interview process, and that's one of the biggest reasons and why they cannot get a job in IT. And again, that's something that you can see. Like right now, if you really take a look at what's going on, you're gonna find there are so many people that right now they are applying for jobs, and many of them, they are going through the job interview process, and they probably end up going through a few in the last few weeks, and they still haven't got the call back saying, hey, you got the job. And you have to think of it like, why? And this is why it just boils me, because when I tell this to people, many people just don't listen. They don't care. Like, if I don't teach you anything that's technical, it's like, oh, I don't need this. I'm like, really? How is that? I mean, you've seen many people that have a few IT certifications, don't have a high paying job in IT. They can have, even for some, the new ones, they cannot even get their first job. And you're not open just to listen on what I have to say. And how can you go through a process and fast? Once again, that for me, it fucking bothers me. Like, bro, like, I wish I knew this, what I'm telling you now, many years back, because I ended up going through my IT career by not knowing any better. And by the way, if you have any questions, want the comments. If you have any questions, want the comments. On the chat, my bad, on the chat. And let me know what questions do you have, and I'm gonna make sure to go and answer some of your questions, okay? Now I wanna show you this. And this is obviously for those that are new in IT. And this can also apply for those that have a job, okay? They wanna get a better one. But this is focused on how to go through your IT career, the way that you go about it. This. And you can probably see here, right? Step number 1, the process of learning how to learn. Because once again, most people have no fucking idea on how to go about it. You probably end up learning a few things and you'll be like, this is something that I end up learning the last few weeks and it's good. I can recall a lot of that information. But once again, that's not going to get you the job. You're not getting the job because even though you may answer the questions because you know the answer, but you're not getting the job because not because you answer that question means that you know how to do something. Having knowledge of something, the only thing it tells people is, wow, this guy knows. But it doesn't answer the question about if you can get the job done. Okay? And once again, that's one of those things that you have to really think of. Because at the end of the day, you want a job in IT. You want your first job in IT, or you probably want a better one. You probably have one right now. And again, each one of you eventually, probably next week, probably in a month and 6 months, you're going to end up going through the job interview process. Now, please tell me what happens there. Like, really, what happens when you go through the job interview process? They're going to ask you a few questions, right? And they're going to ask you a few questions that are non-technical. Can you tell me more about yourself? Can you tell me why are you leaving the job that you have right now? Or why did you apply, on this position, this company? Like, where you see yourself in the next, 3-5 years? And all these questions, right? Not technical. But then they ask you those questions that are technical, right? They're going to ask you something like, again, depending on the job, but they're going to ask you something that you are going to come up with a lecture. You're going to come up with some type of a definition, right? Again, we can probably go on. Can you tell me what's the OSI model? And probably for those of you probably going through those videos right now, probably something that you end up learning months ago, you're like, yeah, I know what's the OSI model. If someone asks me, if I end up going through the job interview process, what's the OSI model? That's easy, piece of cake. There are 7 layers of the OSI model. That's how data or information goes through one device, one computer, let's say to another computer, and it just goes through these layers. It goes through this process of encapsulation, like we have the application, we have the presentation. Now, by the way, presentation, it's all about the encryption, encoding. We get to the session layer. That's where that establish that connection. You want the transport layer, TCP, UDP. You talk about the handshake and all this bullshit, right? Network layer, data link layer, application layer. And you're probably thinking, I answered this question right. So if I keep doing this, thank you. If I keep doing this, yes, I'm gonna get this job. But you see, the way that you go and answering the question, it's not helping you and you getting that job. And now you're thinking, they asked me, I think, I don't know, 5-6 questions, technical questions. And I know that I answered each one of them right because I knew that information. So I know that I answered those questions right. Yes, you did. But everyone else did as well. The other five, the other seven people, applicants, they probably end up talking to the same people that you are talking to. The same managers, recruiter, the same person from HR, probably some of the people in the IT department, some of the engineers, people that you're going to end up working with. So, and more likely they will be asked the same questions. And the way that you answer that question or those questions, that's exactly how everyone else is going to answer those questions. So why will they hire you if you sound like everyone else? Oh, another guy that has knowledge. Oh, another guy that knows this topic. Oh, another girl, that knows what this is. And you have no idea that you're making a huge mistake. And you answering the questions by giving a lecture, by giving some type of a definition, compared to go through some way of storytelling. But you see, you cannot storytell something related to IT technical. You cannot do that, even though you end up learning storytelling, but you cannot storytell when you don't go through the topics that you end up learning the right way. Because yes, it matters how you learn. It matters a lot the way that you are learning. And that's by the way on any topic. And I'm gonna go to your some of your comments or questions. So let's see. So David, uh, well, 420 Skywalker, do or do not. There is no try. There we go. Right. And this is something that you better do. Like you have to take. And I'm gonna I don't want to say reveal to you. I'm just gonna show you the book that's my advice. Like this is one thing that I tell my students to go through. You know, obviously they get access to this module that I give access to. I give them this module when they sign up through the coaching. And once they end up that module of that one topic, then I'm like, you have to get this book, and this is how you need to go through it. And I'm gonna show you what the book is. Probably some of you already know. Now let's go on another one. So David, so been loving the everyday videos, man. Thank you. Definitely help us stay motivated. And the thing is, I don't want you to just to get motivated. I'm here because I want to make you think about how you're going through your IT career. Because once again, most people have it all wrong. And it matters as well how you go through your IT career. Because obviously, you want to get to a high paying job in IT sooner than later, right? Why do you want to take probably 7 years to get to a job that's gonna pay you 100K when you can get it done in 1 fucking year, right? Who will you rather take advice from? You have two, okay? You have two engineers, and let's just say based on Justin because he's talking about cloud. Let's say right that you have two engineers, and both they are senior cloud engineers. And let's say, both of these senior cloud engineers, they earn between 130 to $140,000 a year. Both. Now, who would you rather have advice from? And you're probably thinking, well, obviously both, because both have that job, that income that I want. Okay, that makes sense. But what about if one of them took 6 years to get there? And the other one took about 2 fucking years. So you see the difference? I will obviously prefer, having a conversation and get as much as possible for the one that was able to make it happen in 2 years, and not the one that was able to do that in 6 fucking years. And that's basically one of those things that you have to really have in mind. Who am I listening to? When I go through my IT career. So now, Justin, so I'm waiting to get into cloud architect job. I'm currently studying for my AWS solutions architect. I don't have much cloud experience. What else would you suggest? Also, your videos have helped me Motivated, hungry for getting a higher salary, triple figure salary. Justin, let me ask if you're still listening. Do you have a job in IT right now? Like right now, do you have a job in IT? Or are you or are you totally new? Let's see the other one. Hello, sir. If I want to get a job as an IT support entry level, do I need to dip into networking or just know the basics? Now, if you're listening for the one asking like an IT support entry level job, I don't know who told you that you need to get an entry level job. You don't need an entry level job. I don't care if you're new in IT, you don't do that. And I've been saying this for a long time. Like my students, they don't get entry level bullshit. You need to get a good job in IT. A good job in IT, that's a job that's gonna pay you 60 up to $75,000. That's a good job in IT. And again, if you're new, I'm not gonna show you the book. Let me show you that fucking book. And I really hope you have about fucking $20 that you can invest on yourself. You know, because anyone has $20. I mean, come on, anyone has so like 20 fucking dollars. Okay, it's this book. You know, I pay over, no, not over, close to $2,000 on 3 different training courses. And I did this a few years back, probably about 5 years ago, about 4 or 5 years ago. I pay close to not to close to $2,000, and I end up getting 3 courses from this guy. And I'm not asking you to spend that much money. I'm not asking you to do that, but I'm asking you to buy this fucking book. Because this book has a lot of chapters. The chapters are quick. You can go through a chapter probably in the next 15, 20. They're quick to go through. And you're going to find out a lot about how your mind works, how the mind processes information, you know, how the short-term memory works and how the long-term memory works. Because if you don't know how those two works and you don't condition it to process information that you are learning, that you're studying, that you are going through, it's not going to help you. Because this is not only for you to be able to recall more information and fast, but on how you're going to be able to communicate that to other people. And there are many ways on how you do that. You know, you can communicate to someone based on you educating them. You can communicate based on storytelling. You can communicate based on how you're going to be able to present, you know, what you know or the topic that you want to present to someone else in a way that you create a picture in someone else's mind. And for you to be able to create not just one, but like various scenarios, and you being able to walk them through on those scenarios, and you are walking them through on those scenarios for people to think of you like, wow, like this guy knows his shit. Like, wow. Once again, why? Because you are positioning yourself, basically saying, this is what I have to offer. This is the value I have and how it can help you. Okay. So once again, get this fucking book. She says $25. Go through the entire book, you know, not just once, just go through it twice, you know, like, man, I have about 27 videos, and that's module one. When someone goes, when I help someone to get a higher paying job in IT, or when I help someone to get their first job in IT, they go through just module one. That's 27 videos, exercises, and all of it related to how to learn. And I get it. If you don't want to invest, you know, on the coaching, then the next best thing to do is just anyone has 25 bucks. Come on. Okay. So now let's continue on some of those comments, questions that you may have. So to follow up, I currently work as an ITIA specialist for a DOD agency. Okay, that's good. So Justin, how long you been working in IT? If you don't mind me asking, how many months? I mean, how many years? Do you have any current certifications? And can you tell me, this is why I get a better idea and I can help you a lot, man. Can you tell me, you don't have to be exact on how much you are earning, but just give me like a range. That way I get a better idea based on how many years you've been working in IT, the certifications you have, and the income. And then I can tell you the next step will be this if you want to be a cloud architect. Never mind. You're making 100K. My bad. I didn't see the next comment. Okay, 100K. But just answer me the other two questions. Certifications you have and how long you've been working in IT. Whew. Okay. Now let's go with Eric. Hello, I work as a tier 2 desktop support. That's an entry-level job. And I've been stuck 8 years, bro. What the hell, man? Who the hell works for 8 years in a desktop support position, man? That's not good. You need to get the fuck out of that job like ASAP, man. Network engineer. Eric, this is for you, man. This is for you, Eric. Let me show you something really quick. This is for you. And again, I'm just showing you what can be possible. I had a student about 2 months ago, not even probably 2 months ago. Okay. Just give me a second. Let me say, because he was a desktop support, just like you. The difference, he been working in IT as a desktop for 3 years, not 8, just 3 years. Okay. So obviously you've been in IT a lot more than him. But let me, the hell is this anyways? Let me show you something. Let me see. I know I have it here somewhere here. No. I'm gonna show you something. Let me see. No, that's text from my fiance. No, that's not it. That's not it. That way you can see, because one thing is for me to tell you, but another one is for someone to tell you, look, man, this is the shit that happened. Okay. Oh, come on. So let's see here. So read the last thing right there. He went from $40,000 to $80,000. Network engineer from desktop, man. You can I take a screenshot, but you can probably, you're not gonna be able, maybe see the compensation. This is the one on here on top. There's the compensation. Probably you see it, probably you don't. Maybe no, probably not. Maybe if I do this, let me put my face away. Anyways, so $80,000. He went from $80,000 in about 5 months. He doubled his fucking income, and he went up. He didn't move sideways. He went to an engineer level, network engineer position. But you see, and you probably see, well, that's, I feel stuck. You know how I'm gonna go and do that? Once again, you really have to question what you know so far and how to go about getting a network engineer position, because most people don't know. Most people don't know, and a lot of the people they're giving you some advice and guidance, right? They're not network engineers. And if they do, once again, how long it took them to get there? Anybody? Anyone has some guidance or advice to say in IT? Everybody. And most of it is the same shit. And when someone tell you, when you have a lot of people saying the same shit, but you see that most of those people don't have a high-paying job in IT, at that point, you should know that that's bullshit that things are giving you. And that's basically what's going to get stuck you. Okay. So let's go to the next one. So Eric, man, if I were you, I'm not trying to sell you on something, but I am. So I will fucking join the program, man. 4 months, you can get from that. You can go easy, like no questions. 4 months from 50 to 80, 85K. You know, it's just what to do in those 3 fucking months. And this other thing too, it's not only what you need to do, but how you're gonna go about doing those things, because that's another thing that matters a lot too. You know, it will take me a few hours just to tell you how to go through that in all detail. I'm an enterprise field tech. 10 years of experience. If I get my CCNA, can I earn 130K? Bro, you've been working in IT for 10 years and you are a field tech? Please tell me how much are you earning, man? You have to tell me a range on how much are you earning if you want me to answer that question, man. Because you're just basically saying, hey, can I get my CCNA and earn 130K? No. No. So, hello, I'm currently working IT and started studying for the CCNA because of you. Good. I'm glad. Had a lot of bad advice to take that A plus. Thank God that you end up not pursuing that BS. Thanks for talking about learning how to learn and changing my mind. Good. Because if your mindset don't change and you don't have what it really takes, you cannot get to a high-paying job in IT fast. I'm sorry, but you don't. Okay, let's get back with Justin. Justin, I've been working in IT for about 8 years, and I have my Security Plus, Network Plus cloud practitioner. Okay. And based on what you tell me, Justin, before, that you don't have that much of experience in in cloud, right? So this is what I will do. And how can you get, because it really comes down to value. Now, you probably haven't talked to managers, you probably haven't talked to directors, executives. When it comes down to value, the people that they want based on a cloud position. Many people, when they get in cloud, they think, I'm going to get some cloud certifications and I'm going to be able to get a cloud engineer position. No, that's just not how it works. And if they end up getting something related to cloud, the company manager, director who end up hiring them, they will wish that that person knew networking. If you are doing something related to cloud and you have very like a good background in networking, man, that's a fucking win. And not that many people have it. So if I were you, once again, you're already earning about 100K, right? My advice is to go to something that's gonna be like a senior network engineer position, something that will pay you like 130, but making sure that that network position is also related to cloud. And once I get to that job, and because now I'm doing networking cloud, then I can focus more in a senior level cloud position that will get you paid like 160, 170K. That's what I will do. I'm not saying that you cannot get a cloud engineer position based on where you are right now. It's just based on that 200K job, right? That's what you need to think of. And you see, this is not what people say. People basically, the only advice that you get is, oh, you better get this certification or focus on that one technology. But look, it matters how you go through your IT career. Now, what's the end goal for you, right? And let's think high. Well, you know what, Jorge? Based on what you said, Justin, I want a job, a senior cloud architect position that's gonna pay me between 2 to 220K. You can do that easy in a year and a half, based on the job that you have right now. Not from going to this job all the way to there. No, there are steps to go through. But that's the thing. What are those steps? Because I don't want to take like 5 steps just to get there. No. What's the 2 steps in my career for me to go up and be able to eventually get to a 200K income in the next no more than 2 years from today? Because you can do that based on the experience that you have, the position that you have, and earning 100K right now. In less than 2 years, you can easily get to 200K, man. But once again, what you do from now, and that's all about reverse engineer the process. What's the job, my dream job, that I want? Okay, and what's the job that I need to have that will help, not help me, that will allow me to become more valuable to the market? It's gonna get me to go to that dream job. And then again, it's just going backwards. So you need to know how to reverse your IT career. Okay. Hope that helps. Um, okay. Hello, is this training also for beginners? Yes, I'm doing my master's degree in cybersecurity, currently looking for an IT job. I don't know where you from, man. That's for sad. Where you from? How is it you don't have a job in IT? How is that you don't have a job in IT and you're already working on your master's degree? That's fucked up, man. Finland, okay, Finland. I don't know. I think they get free college, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Uh, okay. What's the goal? Okay, I answer that question to you right now. Okay, let me just go back. What advice for me? What an entry level IT? What advice? No. What's your advice for me? I want an entry level IT, but I like self study, like Udemy and online platforms. What you advise me for me? So blah, blah, blah. Now let's be real, guys. Come on, let's be real. And I'm gonna get mad, and I don't want to get mad. You buy shoes, all of you do. They are probably over $100 to look cool, right? Or let's say not shoes. Let's say something else that you don't need. A T-shirt that probably cost $100. A car, one that you probably cannot afford. but you don't like to invest in yourself. Most people, and by the way, I'm not saying that all trainings are like bad, but do you think you're gonna be able to change your life paying 10, $15 on Udemy courses? Like, are you fucking serious with me right now? I see many people, right? They work on low paying jobs, not related to IT. They get paid probably 13, 15, $17 an hour. Again, not related to IT. And they want to get a job. They want to go from, let's say, $17 to probably 30, $35. That's a big difference. That's basically they double their income, but they don't want to invest on themselves. And they end up going to some Udemy courses. That way they can feel good about themselves. That they end up doing something like, but really like 10, $15. And believe me, I can probably show you my account. I probably spent over $500, no, close to 700 on Udemy, and I'm like, that's the difference, because I end up getting a lot of coaching throughout my life. It's just that, man, it's just, and I'm not trying to put anyone down on Udemy. That obviously they do what their best they can, but man, you cannot change your fucking life with Udemy courses. So don't come out to me with that bullshit, man. Okay, let's continue on some of your questions. Now, guys, what I'm telling you, my advice, it comes from experience. And I do one thing that most of you and most people on YouTube don't do. I talk to people just like you, and people that are in the other side. I talk to managers, recruiters, and I find out what's going on. What the hell do they look for? Directors, executives, what's the difference, right? And someone being a director compared to someone to being a manager. Different mindset. Someone that's basically an engineer and one day end up working in IT, hence on technical, and end up going on management. People that hire, like, all like, and what's going on, and they stand down like, okay, now I start seeing what they're looking for, what the market is looking for. And the problem for all of us, because that was me at one point, I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do right now, so you know what, I need some advice. So let me go out there and see the guidance and advice that people can give me, right? And I'm gonna go and do that. No, you don't go based on what people tell you to do. You see, this is one thing that you end up learning inside my coaching program, that this is not me all the time saying this is exactly what. No, I'm like, I ask you to do a few things because we have to go based on what the market needs, not on what people tell you to do. People don't listen on what's going on out there in the market, because the market, that's the one that's gonna end up hiring you. You end up listening to just anyone that has some advice or guidance to give you, and that do not equal at all what the market wants, needs, most of the time. Now let's go another question. What's a goal first job after CCNA? So you get your CCNA, you end up going through this process to start working on the next certification, but you don't get it. And again, that's going after your second IT certification, depending on what the market wants. So I'm gonna ask you for you to stay with me for about 2 minutes. So let me explain this. That way you're gonna get a lot about this. Let me show you. Right, what's the step number 5? Right there, what's the step number 5? And this is for those that want to get a job in IT. They're totally new in IT. They want their first job in IT. What's the step number 5 after? What was step number 3 and 4? Cisco CCNA, doing it the right way, learning about this huge topic, storytelling. Okay, and then what's the step number 5? 2 technologies. What does that mean? So let me explain. So let's say, right, you come to me and you say, Jorge, I got my CCNA. What's next? Because man, I cannot wait to go through my IT career. I cannot wait to get to my next IT certification. I'm like, let's go. Okay. So you ask, so what's the next certification, after the CCNA? And I'm like, I don't know. And people are shocked when I'm like, I don't know. And they ask, what do you mean you don't know? I thought you know a lot. How is, what do you mean you don't know? I'm like, because I don't know where you are, man. I don't know what you want. I don't know where you live. I don't know what's going on probably right now in the market based on where you are right now. So after I go through and I ask a few questions and I give the person some things to do, some research based on patterns in the market, now we are able to find out that yes, because of what you end up doing, what we end up going through, you need to focus on cloud, and you better focus not AWS, Azure. Okay, let's focus on that. Okay, now someone else comes in and they're like, hey Jorge, do I need to do that too because I just got my CCNA? I don't know. Let's find out. And then we end up finding that, oh, no, based on what it's needed and based on what we end up doing, you really need to learn about Palo Alto firewalls. Cloud, it's not going to help you, man, and you're getting your first job in IT. That's not going to bring as much value based on where, now where you are, the market where you live. So you see, you have to know what's the next step for you, not because what people may say, but you doing the diligence, reason, and how to go about it. Okay? Now, let's go to the next one. My old coworker got a master's in cybersecurity and didn't know what a CLA was. Absolutely useless. It was a trade. You need real experience. Yes, you do. You really need real experience. You see, there are many ads out there that basically give you all this bullshit. And that's the thing that I hate about people. And some of the YouTubers that I'm like, really? Like, why you do that? You probably end up listening to all these YouTubers, right? Because they have something to say related to technology. And you're like, you know what? This guy's gonna basically, this guy's telling me about Linux, that I have to know Linux. And you go end up learning that, right? And then this guy's telling me about, Python. And then you go and learning that. And then 3-4 months go by and you end up learning a few technologies, but you still in the same fucking job, unable to get one because you are all over the fucking place. You see, you need to know, like, really, you need to know how to go about it. Okay. Now let's see. Well, Jorge, will you advise not to waste my money in bachelors? No, I don't know. No, that I will tell you this. This is the only that like if I have to go through my IT career all over again, and the only way I'm me getting a bachelor's in IT, that's because I'm between 18, 19, 20 years old. And my parents have money. They can pay for school. So I don't have to worry about money. Yeah, I will go through a bachelor's and go through an entire ride. I'm gonna go and stay in a university, experience that. But if I really want money, like once again, it's just no, no, no bachelor's. I don't understand. We have a net to that work to that check. I don't get that comment. Now, Tom, the Cisco Cyber App certification worth passing for a network security path? Yes and no, Tom. That really, again, all depends on how you're gonna go after. You see, when people want to get in cybersecurity, because I don't know if that's what you're aiming for. When people come to me and be like, Jorge, I want to become a cyber security engineer, and I'm like, that's great. But I always ask this: do you know even what that is? Do you even know what that is? And most people, they're like, no, or they come up with something that, no, man, that's not what that is. So many people try to get in IT, cybersecurity, and they have no idea on exactly what that is. And they're just going based on the trend or because they see that everywhere. And now, for those, they have an idea on what cybersecurity is. I'm like, okay, so what path do you want to go on cybersecurity? Please tell me, what's the path that you want to go in your cybersecurity career? Like, really, what's the path? What do you mean? Yeah, because there is like cybersecurity that it's focused on network infrastructure. There is cybersecurity that's focused on penetration. There is cybersecurity that's focused on forensics. There is cybersecurity that's focused on auditing. There is cybersecurity that it's focused on management. Now, depending which one you want to go after, that's when we decide what certification will help you to get there. But that's obviously a conversation that you need to have once you end up getting your first job in IT. But you see, many people don't have any idea of it. Oh, get that certified ethical hacker. That's gonna help you. That's about hacking, cybersecurity. Like, no, no. If you wanna do forensics, penetration, yes, certified ethical hacker. That's the way to go. But network infrastructure, you don't need that. There are better IT certifications that will focus for you on that. But you see, that's kind of my point. You have to know what will be the next thing for you. Okay. So I hope that gives you some idea based on the Cisco Cyber Ops. And I don't think based, because I've been doing so many research about certifications, that doesn't have a lot of weight based on going on a job that's related to cybersecurity. There are better ones, a lot better ones that give you more chances. How was that being bilingual help you in the field? To be honest, Danny, it didn't help me. I don't think it helped me. I know that going through my IT career, the first few years, I ended up applying to some jobs that were like bilingual, Spanish and English. But I don't think that I ended up getting any of those jobs that I applied to that were bilingual. And again, my first years in IT, I didn't know any better. I was just going through my IT career like totally in autopilot. Like I didn't know, no clue. No clue at all. This is why I end up getting my A plus, my network plus, my security plus. I even got my CTT plus, and that's certified technical trainer from CompTIA. And because once again, I didn't know any better. What was your first job in IT? Man, you don't want to know. You don't want to know. I was a PC tech, and I almost cried to that recruiter to give me that job. I swear, I think I probably did cry. I was desperate. I was looking for a job for fucking 9 months. I didn't know how. I didn't know any better, you know? So my first job, that was that one. My second job, guest, help desk. Guess what was my third job? Desktop. All three entry level jobs. All of them. If you have a security clearance, yes, that you have you have a lot more chances on getting one of those jobs that are related to compliance, government, and for many of that, for compliance reasons, they need you to have your security plus. But that's basically what I tell my students. Look, get that security plus when you need to, not before, because it doesn't carry any weight, and you're applying for just any job. So if you're 100%, you're just gonna go based on government positions, the ones that more likely are asking for security clearance. Yes, get your security plus, because that's something that it's needed based on their compliance. Okay. Okay, I will get my next interview. See how it works. Thank you. Yeah, man. I was, I think, 24 years old when I got my first job in IT. No, math. I suck in math, man. Like I guess I'm okay, not good. For me, it's like you're bad. Like it's like really bad. You're bad. You are okay. You're good. You're really good. For me, out of those, I'm just okay. Okay, so I'm not like a fucking, not even good. Great. Okay. But that's that. But you don't need math. I never need math in my career. Never. Now let me show you something that I shared before. And I'm gonna show you this. I know probably some of you seen this. Probably some of you just jumping into the channel. If you haven't subscribed, I'm gonna ask you to subscribe, obviously. This is a pay stop. I think that's what you call a pay stop. And you see, I know probably a lot of you know this staffing company, Tech Systems, right? Now, the first thing that I want to show you, now you can see my name right there, and obviously that's not where I live no more. And why I don't live there no more? Because this was back in 2014. Okay, and you can probably see here, and that one $70 an hour. $70 an hour. That was 40 hours a week, and that was 2,800 a week. Now, 2000, I mean, $70 now it's good money, right? But 2014 earning $70, man, that was a lot more and compared on how worth it is based on the inflation. And on that job, I was a senior system engineer. That's when I finally got my dream job back in 2014, when I made it. When I'm like, woo, I fucking made it. And not because the IT certifications that I had. It got nothing, a lot of it had nothing to do on me getting that job with the experience, the certifications. No, nothing related to something technical. Because once again, there are skills that you are probably don't even pay any attention to. And that's something that you need, by the way. That's something that you fucking need in order for you to succeed in your IT career. Skills such as that's basically one of those things that I end up going through that coaching program with the students. You need to learn, and we go through and storytelling, how you're gonna market yourself, how you're gonna position yourself, that whole thing related and effective communication, like all of it, all of it. Again, it's just not that difficult. Okay. And again, I know there are good YouTubers out there. They want to help you, and I get that. But I always go based on, wouldn't you like to have a high paying job in IT fast? Now, I will tell you something. And please, and be honest, okay? Don't try to, just be honest. If someone come up to you and says, "Do you know that you can earn over $180,000 in 1 year, even though you're new in IT?" Will you believe that? Like if someone come to you, right? And they're like, "Oh, I know that you I know that you want to learn about, I mean, I know you want to start in IT. Well, I can tell you this. You can earn $180,000 in 1 year from now, right? Come on, I really need some of you just to comment on that and just be your honest opinion. I have my honest opinion about it. No, I wouldn't believe it. You see, and that's the thing. Most people don't believe it, and that's fine. That's totally fine. You know, let me tell you how. Because yes, it's possible. And there are a few students that were able to do that of mine. And you probably, how was that possible? I'm looking for my pen. Just give me a second. I'm looking for my freaking pen. It's somewhere. I know it's somewhere. Okay, I don't have my pen with me. Okay, but let me tell you how. And this is goes based on someone new in IT. Okay. Now let me go through a few things before I tell you the entire plan. And by the way, guys, do you even know how much money that is? Any of you? In your pocket. In your pocket. It's over $10,000 a month in your pocket and working from home. I don't believe you that you can start your IT career to make 180K. Now listen to what I said, okay? Can you make $180,000 in 1 year once you start your IT career? Okay, I really hope that you're open mind because I'm about to tell you how you're gonna be able to do this, okay? But let's just go through some bullet points. I'm still trying to find my pen because I know I had it, but I cannot see it. Okay. Step number one, write this down. Time. Okay, what do you mean time? You need about 20 hours a week. Okay. And you're gonna end up learning all these skills related, not related to IT. You go through the process, getting the CCNA, all of it. Okay. Now, you get your first job in IT in about 4, no more than 5 months. 4, no more than 5 months. A lot of my students have done it. Okay. That job is gonna pay you between $60,000 up to $75,000. Okay. So again, once again, okay. Now you can go to a Smart Check. I think that's the name of the website, a Smart Check, and you can put where you live. If you live in New York, Texas, Florida, Ohio, if you're single, married, you can put there, the how much you earn, and they're gonna deduct everything based on the state, and you can see the income. And I'm telling you, $180,000, it's a little bit more than $10,000 a month in your pocket after deductions and all that BS. But let me continue. So I go for 25 hours, and I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna only focus on what matters, not what people tell me to do. Not for me to be all over the fucking place. No, only on the things that matter for me. 4 or 5 months, and I get my first job in IT. A job that's gonna pay me about $60,000 to $75,000. Okay. And let's say I don't go all the way to 75. Let's say, and I work really hard at it, and I end up learning the skills really well. So 65,000. Now, what's the first job? I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna go for a job that's either network admin or network analyst position. Because guess what? Students have done it. So this is not like it's possible. No, it has been done. So, network analyst, network admin position. And again, right, 65,000 a year. How long it took me? Let's say it took me 5 months. So now 5 months passed by, right? And I'm not getting this job, $65,000, network analyst. Okay. Now you're probably thinking, okay, Jorge, you have 7 months left, man. How the hell you gonna go from fucking, $65,000 to $180,000, bro? Like, come on, man, be realistic, bro. Come on. Well, I'm about to. So in the next 6 months, I'm gonna continually educating myself. Who is the next version of me? Who is the next version of me that I need to become? Not just related to IT, but the habit, the thinking, the mindset, the skills related to how to learn, storytelling, how I'm gonna market, connect with people. I kind of go through all of it. 6 months, again, 20 hours a week. So at that point, I'm gonna go now for an engineer level position. And let's say that I decided that I want to do networking. And again, you can go on cloud as well if you want, or DevOps too as well. But you know what? I decided network engineer. Okay, so I'm gonna go for a job as a network engineer that's gonna pay me 90 to 100K a year, and I'm gonna get it because the way that I go through the job interview process, no one does it. No one. That's the reason why students get their fucking job, even without experience in IT. They end up getting a good job. So I go through it and I get my network engineer position in about 6 months. Okay. And that job, it's remote. And let's say that I don't get paid 100K. I just end up getting something that pay me 90,000. Okay. So now, Jorge, you see, now you fucked up right there, man. Why? Because you have 1 month left. How you gonna go from 90,000 to $180,000, bro? Come on. You have 1 month left. How? And I know probably some of you already guessed it. I have some jobs here because I was going through some training with some of my students. So let me show you just one thing out of this. This one. No, it's not this one. It's somewhere. I think. Come on, it was like right here. I'm gonna show you. Like this one, for instance. What does it say right there? Remote. So once I get my second job, right, my career network engineer, $90,000 remote, because there are a lot of them. Then what I do, I go and I get another network engineer position working from home. And in 1 year, I'm working two jobs from home, earning about 90 to 95,000 each. They will give me about 180K. And there are a lot of people that do that. A lot of them, people that they're not even on social media. They don't have YouTube channel. They don't let. They just in their own thing. And that's something that I will easily be able to do if I'm not doing social media, being with you guys, reading training, like none of that. I will be do that from home, having two jobs. Now you're probably, oh, okay, well, that kind of makes sense. You see, you're not open to that chance for someone to kind of guide you through and to show you what can be possible for you. Because, like, literally, IT can really change your life. It changed my life. You know, combine my full-time job and what I do helping students to get their first job in IT, upgrade the job they have in IT to a better one. And that's life changing, for many of the students, life fucking changing. Last year, close to 330K. And I'm a high school dropout. I don't have my GT. I have a broken English. So I really hope you start listening more to the things I tell you guys, because a lot of it, that's things for you to think and for you to kind of go out there and see what's really happening. Enough, because at the end of the day, I want you to get to a high paying job in IT fast. Because you can get to a job that will pay you 130K in less than 2 years. I had a student, Jeremy. They ended up in about 2 years getting a network architect position. 2 years, 160K. Get out of he came to me when he right away when he got out of army, and he ended up doing nothing related to IT when he was in the army, but he ended up doing the entire process. One job, 3 4 months, the next job, 3 4 months, the next job, 3 4 months, and keep moving up and up and up. But obviously he ended up becoming someone better, continually educating himself, doing only the right things, not being all over the fucking place, because most of you probably are. You end up following a few people. This guy is basically saying you need to learn Linux. Oh, no, no, no. You need to learn about Kubernetes. Oh, no, no, no. You need to learn about, Python, PowerShell. Oh, no, 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 no. You need to learn about on and on and on and on. And now you end up being all over the place. So I really wish, like, I'm like serious. Like, I do wish you listen what I tell you, the things I'm telling you, and if you, and this is not for everyone, obviously. Some people are gonna hate it. Don't fucking care. That's the details and how can I help you through the coaching. But I know for those of you that end up listening up to this point, I think that you got so much, at least for you to rethink how are you going through your IT career right now. Maybe you have to get back to the board and be like, nope, I'm gonna plan this out and I'm gonna really think through and how I'm gonna get to that high paying job in IT, because it's possible. Okay. So if any of you are ready, that's the link. I have to go because I have things to do. But take care and I will talk to you soon. Holy shit! I'm still alive. I thought that I ended. Okay, I'm coming back for one more minute. Any questions, guys, that you may have? Any questions that you may have? I have 2 minutes, just 2 minutes. I thought that it really ended, and I'm like, oh, no, someone commented. Vanilla, protein shake, vanilla. I want you just, I want you to have this in mind, okay? Um, because once again, this is something that can be totally and realistic, totally possible for you guys. Like, you don't want to do social media like me, like you don't want to do YouTubers, you don't want to do none of this. You know, I don't have that with me. Probably, I'll probably here. No, oh, it's over there. Anyways, probably another day I will show you that. Okay, but you can get 2 jobs of this eventually in your career, and this can be DevOps, this can be cloud, this can be cybersecurity, networking. But imagine earning about 150 to 100K remote, and you have 2 jobs just remote. And I will tell you this: IT certifications will not get you there. And if you eventually get there, that's because you took a long time for you to get there. Okay. But now they're calling me. I have to go because I have a few things that I have to get done. But everyone, have a good night. Again, hope you follow. And that's the link if you want to go through this process with me, or you can do this on your own. I mean, it's up to you. Take care.